The story I want to talk about today is that of potential and that of embracing change. And I think my colleagues here have done a great job. We talked last night about all the neat things that are happening outside of our organizations in terms of change, the entrepreneurial things, the inventions. But I want to talk about how we have to have that effect take place inside our corporations. Because none of these cool things matter if you can't have them take effect inside, right? Let me start with my story around potential, and it's an interesting one. When I moved from Michigan, I went to Chicago, and then eventually to New York, where I've been for more than 20 years. And I like to describe myself as a recovering ad agency person. Anybody here a recovering ad agency person or an ad agency person? I have great respect for ad agencies. It was the perfect environment for me because I'm a very strategic person in a very creative world. And I was very, very good at being able to take a concept, an idea, and turn it into a business concept, show how it could make money. And for that, my clients loved me. They loved me. And for that, back at the agency, my creatives completely dismissed me. Right? They were my friends. I went to their weddings, their bat mitzvahs, their baby showers. We still keep in touch today, but they made it very clear when I was back at the agency that ideas were not my job. And I thought that was very interesting, right? And it made me think of two things. Number one, who said that only a particular group inside a company was in charge of ideas, and only their ideas were good? And then number two, if this was the philosophy that we were going to have within organizations, how much potential are we missing to solve bigger problems? And so I set out to start my own company, and this was about 15 years ago, to help people realize everyone can be innovative and everyone can affect change to reach potential. Well, wouldn't you know it, it's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot harder than you think. And today we go out and we train companies, we train senior executives all over the world, more than about 30 countries just last year, on how to affect change. And unfortunately, there's a big problem that's happening in order to do that. It's two things. One is people resist change, I think. But even more so, the problem is they're really questioning their ability to affect it. They're questioning their ability to affect it. Now, I want to do a little experiment with everybody here. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? All right, thank you. How many people here, just by show of hands, think that they are change agents? Okay. How many people here are open to change? Okay, great. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have everybody in just a second. You're going to stand up. You're going to find a partner, and you are going to face them about arm's length apart. Is everybody ready? Okay. Stand up, find a partner. It can be at your table. Arm's length apart. Yay for people on the street. Yay, already doing it. Okay. Good. Move the chairs away. Move away from the chairs, right? Push those chairs in. Make some room. Make some room. Any singles? Any singles? Singles. It's okay. Any singles? Put your hands up. Singles. Look, I got a pair. I'm matchmaking. I got a single over here. Anybody, if you're still single, you might just have to hang out and watch. It's okay. Okay. In the interest of time, see, you're burning calories. Isn't this neat? You didn't even know you were going to do this. What I need you guys to do, you're going to be facing each other about arm's length apart. Okay, arm's length apart. Move those chairs away. It's so exciting, isn't it? Woo! Okay, between the two of you, I got to get my clicker here, guys. Do I have a clicker? It doesn't matter. I'll come back to it. Between the two of you, one of you is going to be an apple, one's going to be an orange. You got 5 seconds to decide. Go. Go. Okay? All right. Does anyone need more time? No? You guys are smart, I can tell. Okay, apples. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to make a fist, and you're going to stick it straight out. It's a salute, not a punch. All right? Good job. Oranges, do me a favor. Just put your palm right up against that. All right. Oranges, let me give you, apples. Let me give you some instructions. Ready? On the count of 3, I'm going to have you push. You ready? Yeah, look at all these apples are so excited. People are switching. Can I be the apple? Okay, here we go. Apples on the count of 3, you're going to push. You ready? Apples, are you ready? All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Push. Come on, push. This is your chance, you guys. Push. All right. Stop. Everyone stop. Pretty good. I got some people like, woo! All right. Apple's awesome. What did I tell you to do? Push. Oranges, what did I tell you to do? Nothing. No, nothing. What did you do? You resisted. Woo! Look at me. I just gave you the best cocktail party game you have ever had. You are welcome in advance. Okay. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened, but first, why don't you thank your partner, and let's sit down for a sec, okay? Okay. Here's what we just did. For those of us with anyone here in cognitive psychology or just know some basics, what you just did is you downshifted. You did something that was very normal, and you went and you accessed your brainstem, right? You're part of what we call the lizard brain. Amphibians only have a brainstem. They don't have something more sophisticated that we do, neocortex. And what you did is you activated your fight or flight mechanism. Right? When reptiles, for example, are met with something that's new and different, they attack it, they resist it. And then instead, what humans can do, rather than just attacking and resisting, we can do something much more sophisticated around change. We can actually upshift into our neocortex, left and right brain thinking, creative problem solving, and deal with change differently. So what you did, this is kind of a metaphor for change and innovation. Hey, your person who works with you says, I got an idea, and you go, really? Right? Really? It's a big idea. Oh my God. Really? Yeah. Oh, we're going to come up with the iPod in the next quarter. Woo! I can feel the need to ask people for 10 years of reports and data. I can't do this. Right? So that's what happens to us, is we think that we're open to change, but actually it's a natural reaction to resist it. And the more new and novel something is, the more we are likely to want to get rid of it. Okay? So the reason I'm teaching you this is the problem that I'm seeing within organizations isn't that they don't want to change, but the problem is we tend to resist it because it's just one more thing on our plate. Now, what I want to get into here is I'm going to teach you how to solve it. Don't worry. But there's a change here that I want to talk about that's happening within corporations. Now, I have a book coming out in May, and it's based on this problem. It's called Kill the Company. And the premise here right now around change is that my argument, and my team's argument is, the number one enemy to success for your company is itself. The number one enemy that's holding your company back often is itself. We've gotten out of balance. Business has become very complex, and we're so focused on the inside of our company, processes, rules, procedures, data, reports, meetings, emails. There is no time left for what's important. And the stuff that my colleagues have talked about. Long-term vision, ideas, time to think, right? Don't you laugh? I tell this story a lot when people go, don't overthink it, right? Don't overthink it. Most of us don't even have time anymore. And therefore, this behavior settles in within companies. They're spending so much time on the inside that there's no time for something new and different. It becomes an idea, something new and different becomes something on their checklist, and they just don't want to take it on, okay? This complacency is a problem. And when we go out and we've trained people, we found that the problem manifests itself and that people will say, you know, innovation is one of our strategic pillars. We're here to have you train our people on how to be more innovative. And we go in and guess what we're met with? Resistance. Resistance. We'll do these exercises and we'll say, let's do an exercise around what if, around picture the future. And they'll go, okay. But their reaction is almost like, I know this is going to go nowhere. I know outside of this room, you know the brainstorms you go in and you do these ideas and you're all excited and you leave and go, nothing is ever going to happen to those ideas, right? And that's what happens. And so it's interesting, we took a new approach to change with companies recently and we decided, and what we found out is that to be more innovative, innovation often cannot be the starting point. In fact, what you have to do is to kill things that are holding you back first. Killing the company, killing rules, killing procedures, and learning how to reverse your assumptions. I want to show you something in terms of how we can overcome these problems. Changing our approach to change is important. Change with a big C isn't working anymore, but change on a small level is. And a lot of times, the things that consume us every day are two things. I found this in over 30 countries last year, meetings and emails. We talk about all these big things we do. What do we do all day long? And why can't we think? I'm in meetings and emails. So how can we start to affect change in little places when we meet or how we meet to really make behavior take hold? I'm going to give you 5 little bigs, okay? Let me start with the first one here. And these are quick little things you can do.